I'll have links to all of the gear in the video description. All right, heading back out. I was out the previous day. Again, I'm fishing completely new areas, new fishery for me. Had a dozen redfish yesterday, or maybe 13. I don't know. I had 3 big ones in there, 3 nice ones. 4 trout. It was a great trip. So I'm looking to run that same play. And so this is the first time going out that I'm actually feeling a little bit confident. We'll see how that works out. I mean, I'm just confident because I'm going out to the same place I was yesterday. It's redfish. The water actually got a little warmer. It's not like going out and you do well on snook and then the water temperature drops and they don't bite. I'm thinking, building on what I learned yesterday, I should be able to do okay today. A little breezy, not too bad. We'll see. Yeah, of course, nothing ever works out that easy. Yeah, it's definitely blowing harder out here. The wind is blowing some of the water out of the sound, so it's shallower. And yeah, I'm going to have some challenges here, so it's going to be an interesting one to try to put together a catch. Now, given how shallow it is, my first idea is that I'm going to anchor and I'm going to wade. So maybe this is dumb. This might be really muddy, I don't know, but I did this in the Keys for Cuda and it was a lot of fun. All right, for people who aren't familiar with the Hobie, what I'm doing there is a bungee cord. If you push those pedals all the way extended, bungee that thing in, the fins will lay flat against the hull and can sit in very shallow water. And maybe I'm going to make 2 steps here and sink in and not do this. It's very possible. Oh yeah, this is not at all happening. Yeah, this is not. Let's get my feet back and yeah, well, wow. Be lucky if I get my boot back. Okay, huh? So I guess when you have 2 feet of water and you lose one because of the tide. By the way, the tides are not much here. They move maybe 1.5 feet, I think today, between low and high. Difference. But actually, I think it's not even that. Maybe like 1.2 feet. And even where I found water, there was just too much wind, so I headed for shelter. And that's one of the cool things about this environment. You can always find a calm area. The problem is I just don't know the area and I don't know where fish are. So I chose this because it was calm. But I've spent like 45 minutes in here without anything. Anyway, at least I'm not going to get a skunk today. But I ended up spending an hour along here for that one fish. So I went back out to where I caught them the day before, and I've got to deal with this wind. I'm going to try anchoring. And you can see the mistake I'm going to make right off here. Thankfully, the plug alerted me. All right, so already there's a lesson learned here. You know, when I'm up north, I'm all over windfinder.com. That's what I use to watch the wind direction. And I didn't do that here. I looked at the forecast. I saw the hourly forecast for winds and things. But what I didn't do was carefully look at the wind direction in relation to the shoreline that I wanted to fish. The wind speeds were predicted to be much calmer than this. But you know what? Hey, I should trip plan a little bit better. I shouldn't pick a day with a breeze that's hitting where I want to fish at this direction. Lesson learned, and now I'm all over Windfinder as I'm trip planning, and yeah, it makes a big difference. It would also help if the forecast had been better, but it is what it is. Hello. That's a really good sign. First cast here. Thank you. Okay, there's hope yet. See another one quick. Talk about hull slap. This thing's making plenty of noise. Anchored backwards. But I can't cast the other way. I have to have it anchored backwards. That's better. And hull slap was never any consideration up north. It is here because it makes noise and can spook the fish. So I just changed up the gulp, and this is my third cast in the spot anchored. And I want to start out all the ways from the mangroves here and then work my way in. Oh, I wasn't sure. It was weird. Like pretty far out too. Got like a little fly in his mouth. He's got, look at this. So I can relieve him of this. I left the hook in one the other day. I felt bad. I'll be even if I get the hook out of this one. There. He probably appreciates that. Watch out for those flies. So I stayed anchored a little bit longer. You know, you can only cover so much water that way, and they stopped hitting, and I, drifted in a little bit, re-anchored, tried again, nothing. But then the wind started letting up, and it let up pretty fast. So I'm back to fishing normal, and the conditions are pretty decent. So pinfish, lizardfish, other things, definitely nipping the tails off on the gulp pretty frequently. But I don't care about the tail so much. As long as it's not torn up so much that it doesn't stay on the hook properly, I just keep using them, and in fact only been going through maybe a pack, slightly more than a pack per trip, so it's okay. Since this video I've been catching some also on the Z-Mans. I'm worried because I see a boat. It's like a 25-footer. It draws 3 feet. A little better. It's a little better. I am not complaining, man. I'm perfectly happy catching these. Basically, I'm fishing here because I've got a comfortable drift. Take my feet off the pedals, stretch out the legs. I'm between 2 spots where I had them yesterday. So one challenge here is that there's a lot of great looking structure. It's all over the place. I mean, you've got, you know, if you just look around, you got tons of these mangrove islands, and you know, some areas where you've got a little deeper water close to shore. So there's a lot of places that look good, and trying to find out what really the good spots are among them is difficult. And it reminds me of striper fishing, the North Fork of Long Island, where you've got so many boulders and little points and coves, and it all looks great. And you know, it's the really hot spots aren't necessarily the ones that look great. The other challenge is here that the fish, they tend to move. The water depth changes, temperature changes, the fish move around a lot. But so far, okay. Come on up. That's a trout. That's a big trout. Wow. I think they call that a gator. That's a really nice one. That's a good one. Feisty. Not be one there. about the fins. If I could get one that size every trip, I'd sure be happy. That's a good one. Okay, to finish up the trip, I'm going to work in real tight, try to get this thing up underneath the mangroves, and yeah, looking for a snook for the slam. Snook cast. Oh, there's something. Oh, come on. Here it is. Oh. It's not bad. 2 spots. Okay, that hole up there is going to be my last stop. Ooh. Haha, if I land it, it's a slam. There's a slam. Oh. Yeah, I'm extra happy about that considering how the trip started out. And all right, you know, lesson learned, be more careful about the trip planning, wind direction and all that. All right, hope you're enjoying these videos, and if you like this channel, please subscribe.